But who we're doing it with, says Coach Tomlin. Huge blow to their playoff chances. Now just 10% shot to get in. It would have been 33% with a win if they missed the playoffs. It'll be the third time in the last 4 years without a trip to the postseason. So there's so much here to unpack. We will get to the Chase Claypool play, which blew up Twitter, I promise, in a moment. But RC, let's start big picture before we go small. What do you take away from this game for your Steelers?
This team isn't good, man. No, 2 weeks ago, I underestimated the heart of a champion. The last two second halves of games, Ben Roethlisberger has fought his butt off to keep this team in games. But this defense, for the first time ever in Coach Tomlin's tenure, in 1 month, they gave up back-to-back 40-point games. Last night, they gave up 205 yards. It's the most during the time Coach Tomlin has been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it looks like they aren't even trying. And I know everyone gives effort. Everyone wants to win. But there has to be a concerted effort to win. There has to be a team that's tied together in the way that they approach the football to win. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are not that. When you have a quarterback who is on his last leg, his last arm, and his last toe, and he's the dude fighting the hardest, then that is a problem. When only Minkah Fitzpatrick and Cam Hayward understand the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers approach defense, that is an issue. And that's what we're seeing from this team. If it wasn't the Minnesota Vikings, and if the Minnesota Vikings didn't have this propensity to make every game a close game, this is a blowout. And it's more embarrassing than the Cincinnati Bengals game. The only reason that we aren't even speaking worse about the Pittsburgh Steelers is because the Minnesota Vikings have Mike Zimmer as the coach. It's because the Minnesota Vikings have Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. If they don't make coaching mistakes, if they don't make mistakes playing the quarterback position, then this game isn't even close. The Pittsburgh Steelers have to turn over every stone, like Mike Tomlin says. The Pittsburgh Steelers have to figure out who they are doing it with, like Mike Tomlin says. But here's the issue, Greeny. Here's the issue, guys. They ain't got nobody else. They don't have other people. This is the people they have. And with the people they have, they are not good enough. This team will not make the playoffs. Ben's going to keep fighting. I was wrong. Ben should be the quarterback because the old dude is the only dude that remembers what the logo on that helmet truly means.
Yeah, he played a really good second half last night. That's well said. Sacho, Nico was pointing out in the highlight, I mean, there was one play where the first time that Dalvin Cook gets touched is in the end zone. What did you take away from that?
It looked like the Steelers didn't practice. Better yet, it looked like they were doing scout team. That's what it looked like. You know, Mike Tomlin said it was JV. No, it was the freshman team. Better yet, it was like the varsity basketball team versus the 7th grade B team, right? Like the blue team, like the second team. That's what it looked like. It looked like they had no idea.
You must have went to private school.
Steelers had no. I did go to private school. School, the V team. We had the gold and the blue, the Lions, St. Mark's Lions, shout out. It looked like the Pittsburgh Steelers did not show up. It looked like they were surprised at the double A gap and everyone on the line when the Vikings were on defense. It looked like they were surprised. Ben Roethlisberger got sacked 4 times in the first half. The Steelers gave up 176 rushing yards. It didn't make sense. And so, actually, no, it did make sense. It's the same Steelers team that we saw at the very end of last season, the same Steelers team we've seen all season. I think a lot of us just need to change our minds. It's not this deal of, man, I'm embarrassed because it's the Steelers. No, man, they're just a bad football team. And RC has a great point.
I'm embarrassed.
There are players on that team that are playing hard. Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Ben Roethlisberger in the second half.
Yeah.
There are some times you look on that film and you're like, bro, some guys, I saw a guy on special teams jogging. That's embarrassing. You see guys at corner, which RC, talk to some of your boys, who are just giving up wide open routes to tight ends. That's embarrassing. And so for me, the Steelers are done.
And Danny, if they are indeed done for this season, and Tomlin will not allow that to be the mentality, but we just pointed out their chances of making the playoffs are slim. They've got a lot of work ahead to do, don't they?
Look, we know they're going to need a quarterback, first of all. I mean, as hard as he's fighting, it does seem like Ben Roethlisberger is entering the final month of his career with the Steelers. But yeah, the offensive line is going to need another rebuild, second in 2 years. The entire offensive scheme was supposed to change this year with the new coordinator, Matt Canada. It hasn't worked. Do they make another change there? there's a lot of work to do. Minka Fitzpatrick's going to need a contract at some point. This is a team in significant transition, and it's not a team that's used to that.
Right.
They usually just kind of reload instead of rebuild, but they may be in a rebuild situation, at least on offense.
Well, they are the ultimate instability in every conceivable way. And obviously, Nico, you gave us thoughts over the highlight. I need to get to the Chase Claypool thing here because, again, that is what Twitter wanted to talk about afterwards. Let's hear from him quickly. You saw the play in the highlight. Let's hear what Chase Claypool said about it after the game.
I got tackled near the hash, did my little first down point, and went to hand the ball to the ref. He had just got there. So even if I got right up and looked for him, he wasn't there. So he ran down the field to come get the ball, and the ball got knocked out of my hands. That's what costed us time. But I definitely do have to be better.
Okay, RC, I'll give you the floor first. Go ahead, Ryan, take it.
Chase Claypool is as mentally and emotionally underdeveloped as he is physically overdeveloped. This is a dude that has all the things you need from a physical standpoint to be a superstar wide receiver. He has a remedial level mental understanding of what it is to be a football player, of what it is to be a good teammate, of what it is to be a winner. You heard what he said. After he got the first down, he did my thing. At that point, it's not about my thing, it's about our thing. It's about when you watch a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, who's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, sprint faster to give the ball back to the referee and put it on the hash than he did to catch the football. It's about our thing that when I make the mistake, when I do my first down point, I don't talk about Trey Turner, who is trying to do the right thing and get the football out of my hand, bring it to the hash, and give it to the referee. I don't talk about him knocking the ball out of my hand and that being why I did not get the ball to the referee. No, you weren't looking for the referee. No, you weren't looking for the hash. You weren't attempting to get the football to the referee and have it placed where it needed to be in order for you to get the ball and have one extra play after Freiermuth gets the football knocked out of his hand by Harrison Smith.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.